I think at the end of the day, everybody's going to be affected. I mean, you know, our lawyers are going to be doing as much work as they currently are doing in the progression of personal injury cases. Our insurer is going to take a greater sort of hold or initiative earlier on in the case. These are all the things that are up for debate. I think we will see a change in the entire process. We'll see a fastening. We'll see probably a reduction in the fees that are paid both for all aspects of the process. But I think from our point of view, from the medical point of view, I think we're going to see initiatives where we're going to be introducing much more screening and triage and early evaluation of the claimant's injuries, and getting the claimant through to a very down the right pathway much more quickly than hitherto has been the case.
Do you think the government has got this about right now? Do you think it is time for actually changing the entire process, bearing in mind the history of personal injury particularly?
I think with all these things that they need to be continually tested. The Wolf reforms came in 2000, and they haven't worked in totality. There has been a lot of the areas that were people hoped to address by those reforms haven't actually materialised, and access to justice hasn't been quite as embracing as they would want them to be. So I think it is time to review the process, and now's as good a time than any to do that.
With alternative business structures, or more commonly known as Tesco's law, how do you think that's going to affect the way claimants actually interact with a solicitor, a claims management company, or in fact the insurer direct?
Well, it's a very interesting point. Again, it's an area it's slightly confusing because there's no real clarity on what Tesco law Clementi really means. But I think if you're looking at how that's going to affect, it's obviously going to open up the market to a much more commercial environment, and maybe claims management companies will take much more of the control of the case. In having in-house sort of legal representation, and sort of packaging cases up much more tightly, and controlling, obviously. But by doing that, the costs will be much more reduced, because you won't have the traditional legal fee infrastructure that we currently see.
Often people criticise referral fees, and they want to see those removed. But the argument being that they're actually a natural part of the actual process of acquiring claims and managing them. Do you have a view on referral fees? Do you think they are part of the industry's makeup, if you like?
I think at the end of the day, referral fees are a genuine cost that has evolved with regard to giving the general public proper access to justice. It's enabled law firms to acquire large quantities of cases. It's enabled them to evolve much more efficient processes due to volumes of cases. So I think from that point of view, I think it has been a useful part of the process, because I think it has driven efficiencies which are sometimes not recognised or heralded as much as they possibly could be.
Finally, mobile doctors have got some significant plans underway in relation to these changes. Can you go through those with me? Tell me exactly what you are hoping to launch in the near future that will actually embrace these changes.
Well, we're looking to work with our partners, people like Nuffield and our doctor databases, to look at ways that we can streamline and improve our service. I've mentioned GP triaging, so we're developing a product where GPs can actually consult over the telephone with the claimant very, very early on, and develop and decide exactly which pathway they should be going down. Should they be going through to the Nuffield physiotherapy to get early treatment via a physiotherapist, or getting straight into an orthopaedic surgeon or an appropriately qualified surgeon, or see a general practitioner for a physical examination. That's the route that we're trying to develop, so that we can actually provide a much more efficient and more embracing medical assessment of a claimant.